Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So today we will be taking a look at this really cute but odd deck. So this is my first Kickstarter deck. I saw it on a video created by Lisa Papez when she was talking about this deck that was on Kickstarter at the time. And I was so charmed by it that it prompted me to create my own Kickstarter account and back this particular deck. So you have here a note from the creator, Michelle Castro. This is her card, which contains her social media accounts. And you also have the certificate of authenticity. So I was backer number 263, and this is deck 152 of 280 decks. Now, for those who don't know what Kickstarter is, it is a crowdfunding site. Basically, it connects creators like Michelle and backers who invest basically or back or pledge for whatever it is that they are creating or the project that they're creating. So there are some risks with backing Kickstarters because sometimes there are delays, or sometimes whenever there is something that goes beyond the control of the creator, there could be projects that fail and ultimately you don't get what you pledged for or what you backed. And the way it works is that the creators put up a project, they have a target goal, and they wait for backers to pledge to reach that particular funding goal. There's also a set funding period, and if they reach the target budget or the target goal within that funding period, then that's the only time that your pledge gets collected. If it doesn't meet the funding goal, then hopefully the creator will try again, and hopefully you would have another chance to back the project. Now, I think this one is also the second try of Michelle, and on the second try that was the only time that her little odd tarot got funded. Okay, anyway, enough about that. So let's take a look at the little odd guidebook. So it has so let's take a look. Introduction, how to use. There's no table of contents, but you have, and then you have some spreads and a 3-card spread, the Celtic cross, and then you have the major. There's a thumbnail of the art for the major arcana, and then the upright and reverse meanings. So that goes all the way for the majors, but for the minor arcana, you only have the suit of wands, and then the number and the. So for the suit of wands, you only have the number and the photo of the suit, and then the upright and reverse meanings. And that goes all the way to the end. Oh no, it goes to the end, and then there's another section called Behind the Scenes where you see some of her earlier art, and she talks about some of the initial drafts of her artwork. Okay, so now let's take a look at the cards. It has this beautiful colored matte edges. I'm trying to I tried to match my matte to this background. I still have the paper sleeve on. Hold on. Okay, and these are the backs, and it is reversible. And you know, gilding could be hit or miss for me because sometimes it hurts my fingers if it's or if it chips easily. But this one, oh, I'm all for this. I love these painted edges. Cardstock is, well, it's a matte cardstock. It's not too thick, so I think it's going to shuffle really well. Although, yeah, you do notice it does have a lot of flex. So, but it doesn't feel like papery or anything like that. It's just very flexible, I guess. Anyway, let's zoom in and check out the cards. Alright. So when I first saw this deck, I was just, I don't know, it really called to me. Maybe it's the title, it's a little odd. I can kind of relate to that. And the art style itself, like with the big eyes, and I don't know, it just, I found it really charming. I found it really relatable. And I think that, when Lisa was talking about it, she was really all excited, and I also felt that enthusiasm. Just, it's just really cute and charming, and I can relate to it. I'm not normally a fan of monochromatic decks, but for this one, I made an exception, and yeah, I created a Kickstarter account just so I could back this. I've backed a couple of more decks since then, and Kickstarter has a lot of really great decks. Usually, the pros is that the creators usually offer the decks at a discount than how much you would get them if it was actually already published or created. And it's very much an RWS deck. I mean, if you're familiar with RWS imagery and symbolism, you won't have a problem with this deck. But she also has her own spin or take on some of the cards. Now, would I like this more if it were colored? Definitely. But there's also a certain charm to black and white text, I think. The wish card. And I got this a couple of months ago, but I haven't really used it. Actually, I haven't even opened the cards, so this is the first time that I'm really taking a look at all of the cards in detail. And it doesn't disappoint. I mean, I already saw the art, but looking at it up close, and once I have it in hand, it is something that I'm excited to use and to work with. I only wish I did check it much earlier, but I did have quite a few number of decks that I filmed or that I got earlier. I think it is because I was also trying to save the deck, because initially on my anniversary of starting to learn tarot, I was thinking of creating a series of videos, like my tarot first, like the first deck, my first oracle deck, my first Kickstarter, my first indie deck, and all that. But I never really got to doing it. So here we are. I might still do that in the future though. Although I have already rehoned my first tarot deck and my first oracle deck. This the Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. I do wish there's a little bit more diversity in the figures that she drew. But it's not really something I always look for in a deck, or what makes or breaks a deck for me, but it would have been appreciated. So it is sticking a little bit, but I think that's normal because it's a new deck. I have to read up on some of her illustrations, so I'm not sure why she illustrated it that particular way. Excuse me. Then we have a page. Okay. Alright, so I have zoomed out, and let's see how this shuffles. I think it will shuffle really well, just because of the cardstock, and it does, so no issues with that. And later on, we'll also choose a card, and we'll see how the guidebook reads for that particular card. Okay, one more time. Yeah. So I think that, you know, the more you work with it, the more easier it would get to shuffle. But for now, I don't really have any issues. With side shuffling though, it does feel like it's sticking. And again, since it is a new deck, I'm hoping that it will work itself out the more times I use it. Okay, then let's read for one of my favorite cards, the Eight of Swords. Okay, so for the Eight of Swords, the upright meaning is trap, helplessness, victim complex, imprisonment, and hopelessness. You're feeling trapped and believe that you have no real options at this time. Mentally, you're holding yourself back and are unable to see the paths. It may be a difficult situation to be removed from, but this helpless feeling is in your head, and once you realize this, you can work towards an escape plan. And then you have the reverse meaning, is that freedom, escape, taking control, letting go of fear. These mentally restricting beliefs that you once held are beginning to release, and the path to freedom has started to show itself. Empowered and hopeful, you're able to make decisions with newfound confidence where you once were full of self-doubt. Now, when you catch yourself mentally sabotaging plans, you're able to identify it and take back control. Okay, so one more note. The text on this is a little bit small for me. Again, I say this a lot in my videos. My eyesight is not really great, so this particular font and this particular size of font is a bit challenging for me, but other than that, it's fine. I really like the art in this deck. I really think that it is charming. It has a lot of potential on how I can work with it. I don't regret backing this. I'm really, really happy that I was able to support Michelle in the creation of this deck, and I just can't wait to use it. So this was the Little Odd Tarot by Michelle Castro. I think it's available now on her Etsy, so I'll try to find the link of where this deck would be available, because the Kickstarter campaign has already ended. But if you like this video and you also like tarot flip-throughs and all that, please consider subscribing to my channel, and please don't forget to click the like button. I would really appreciate it. I post tarot related content at least once a week, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!